Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Gauss18. With the Thanksgiving season coming around, we're going to jump into another recipe from Heroes Feast. We're going to be making Hommlet golden brown roasted turkey legs with sausage stuffing and drippings. Alright, to start the recipe, we're going to go ahead and be cutting up the bread for the sausage stuffing and then be throwing it in the oven to crisp for 45 minutes. We're using about 8 to 10 slices of white bread and cutting them up into cubes. Spread the bread cubes in an even layer on a large rim baking sheet and bake until dry and firm at 250 degrees for about 45 minutes. It helps if you actually preheat your oven, unlike myself. Now that the breadcrumbs are in the oven toasting up, we'll go ahead and prepare the vegetables by cutting the onion, and we're going to go ahead and wash the celery sticks as well as the carrots. Now that we got any of the nasty off of the vegetables here, we're going to go ahead and give the carrot a rough chop and toss it in the roasting pan, followed by celery and a rough chop to the onion. If you're planning on recreating this recipe, I would go ahead and chop up the onion a little bit more uniform with the carrots and celery. I diced mine here and it ended up being a little too small in my opinion. With all the vegetables in the pan, we're just going to go ahead and scatter them around and set it to the side. To start getting everything ready for the turkey, we're going to do 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 1.5 tablespoons of salt, and give it a good mix. About halfway through the cooking process of the bread cubes, we want to go ahead and check on them, and we'll go ahead and give them a stir. Moving back to the turkey legs now, we're going to go ahead and do 3 tablespoons of butter and go ahead and melt that down. Now that we got everything ready for the turkey drumsticks, we're going to go ahead and use our fingers to loosen the skin, but we don't want to go ahead and remove or detach the skin from the actual drumstick. Now it's time to give these bad boys a good old butter bath. Then we'll go ahead and sprinkle them with salt and pepper, pull the skin back up, and rinse and repeat. Now that we got all 4 drumsticks prepped, we can go ahead and arrange them over the vegetables to continue their spa day. Once the bread cubes are done, you can go ahead and pull them out and set the oven to 450 degrees to prepare for the turkey. While the turkey's roasting, we want to go ahead and finish making the sausage stuffing, so we'll be greasing an 8x8 broiler safe dish. Once the oven's up to temp, we'll be putting the turkey legs in for an internal temperature about 180, an hour to hour 15 minutes. With the turkey going, we're going to go ahead and start preparing the vegetables for our stuffing. We'll be chopping 2 celery sticks as well as 1 small onion. We'll also be using fresh thyme, rosemary, and parsley in the sausage stuffing, so we want to make sure those are nice and clean. We're looking for about a tablespoon of fresh thyme. We'll go and slide our finger down the stem to go ahead and peel off all the leaves, and then we'll go ahead and chop that up. We're going to go ahead and pretty much do the exact same thing with the rosemary, and we're aiming for about 1.5 teaspoons. Now for the parsley, I like to make a little bundle, wrap it up nice and tight, so we can chop it up a little bit nicer and a little faster. We're aiming for about 1/2 cup of chopped parsley. In a skillet over medium heat, we're going to go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of oil, warm it up until shimmering, and add the sausage and cook. We'll be also stirring and breaking up the clumps into small crumbles until it is fully rendered of the fat and the sausage is lightly browned. Now with the slotted spoon, we'll go ahead and transfer the sausage to a paper towel to go ahead and drain. We'll leave the fat in the pan. Now we can add the 3 remaining tablespoons of butter to the skillet and melt. We'll be then adding onion, the celery, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt to cook and stir occasionally until very soft, roughly about 5 to 7 minutes. Once that's ready to go, we'll be adding the thyme and the rosemary and be stirring constantly for about a minute. It should be until it's fragrant. From here, we'll be adding 3/4 cup chicken broth and scraping the bottom of the pan to loosen any brown bits there may be. Now we can combine everything together, so grab your bread cubes, your sausage, and your vegetable mixture, combine them all together in a large bowl with a teaspoon of salt and pepper to taste, and then give that a good mix. Once everything's fully mixed up together, go ahead and give it a try to see if you need to adjust any of the seasoning. In a small bowl, we'll whisk the remaining 3/4 cup broth and the 2 eggs until well combined, and add that egg mixture to our bread cubes. We'll then add most of the parsley as well. Once everything's fully combined, we'll go ahead and pour it into the prepared baking dish, cover it tightly with foil, and put it into the oven with the turkey legs. It should be going until most of the moisture from it is bubbling around the edges, roughly about 50 minutes. With the turkey being in the oven for about an hour, we can go ahead and check the temperature. Once again, we're looking for anywhere between 180 to 185 Fahrenheit. Now that turkey's done roasting, we want to go ahead and start setting that to the side so we can start making the gravy. The first thing we want to go ahead and do with that is drain any of the liquid from the roasting pan into a measuring cup and set that aside. For everything left in the pan, we want to go ahead and heat it up over medium heat until it starts to brown a little bit more. Add the chicken stock to go ahead and start deglazing the pan, and make sure you scrape any of the brown bits off the bottom. Now we can run it through a strainer to go ahead and start making sure we keep all the solids in the bowl and grab all the liquid. That's what we want to keep. You can wipe out your previous pan, and then we'll be frying up some bacon. Once everything's fully rendered out, leave the fat in the pan, and we'll go ahead and saute our vegetables from there. We're just going to soften the vegetables for about 4 minutes. In the meantime, we can go ahead and mix together the previous strained juices from the turkey and fill that up with chicken stock until it equals 3 cups. Now we want to add the 3 tablespoons of flour and cook, stirring constantly until dark golden brown and fragrant with a nutty aroma. Should be about 3 to 4 minutes. With our chicken broth mixture sitting for a few minutes, the fat should rise and thicken at the top. We can go ahead and skim that off and discard it. And then we'll be adding the chicken broth mixture to our flour mixture. Now we want to go ahead and keep cooking the gravy for about another 8 minutes until it does start to thicken up. In the meantime, we can go ahead and put our turkey legs back on a baking sheet, put them in the oven with the sausage stuffing on broil for about 5 to 7 minutes to crisp up the skin. Once the sausage stuffing is done, if you like, you can put it back in as well to go ahead and have a crisp surface. While the gravy's thickening, we can go ahead and chop up the bacon. And once everything is ready to go and the bacon is the consistency you are wanting, we'll be adding the chopped up bacon, 1 teaspoon lemon, and the remaining parsley, as well as pepper and salt to taste, and then taste and adjust from there. Now that everything's fully cooked, it's time to plate and enjoy. There you have it, Hommlet, golden brown roasted turkey, sausage stuffing, and drippings. Let's try it. Really moist with the butter underneath the skin, and a lot of flavor. There's a lot of food here and a lot of gravy. I'd probably do a full turkey if it was me, but overall, very good. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If there's any recipes you'd like me to make next time, please let me know. I'll be happy to do so.